Nothing in life has ever happened the way I've planned it out, but it's always been better than what I could have ever imagined.
By the time they discovered it, the only option to save my life was to literally cut it off at the source. I didn't understand the gravity of the situation. I didn't realize how close to death I was, because at 8 years old, I really didn't understand the concept of death. All I knew was that I was in a ton of pain, and that there was almost relief after they amputated my leg.
But as a human being, we can get over the physical pain much quicker than we can the emotional or the mental pain. And no kid wants to grow up feeling different than the other kids, and I was the ultimate different. I couldn't be more different. I felt ugly, I felt defective, I felt not good enough.
There was a lot of mental anguish there, more mental anguish than physical pain. I had a not so great childhood, right? My dad took off when I was 4 years old. He chose drugs and alcohol over being in the life of his son. I lost my leg at 8 years old to cancer. The only time I didn't feel those feelings was when I was actively watching and engaging in professional wrestling, the greatest sport in the world. I was 16 years old when I knew I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and I would tell everybody, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I would say, I'm going to be a professional wrestler. And they would kind of pat me on the head and say, oh, okay. No, but really, what do you want to be? You know, no, I want to be a professional wrestler. And they say, oh, good for you, best of luck with that. So when I was 18 years old and had an opportunity to train to be a real live professional wrestler, I hopped at the chance. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be at that moment.
I was always given these awesome opportunities to kind of showcase myself and share my story. But what happened invariably every single time was I would self-implode. I would always sabotage myself before I could take the test, so to speak, right? If I failed, then I would have some kind of excuse to fall back on. Oh, I didn't train enough, or I was drunk, or I was doing drugs, because the underlying fear of not being good enough was so strong, it just permeated every single aspect of my life. And so how I get over that today, I have to, instead of implode inward, I have to explode outward. I have to help other people, and by helping other people, I help myself. I've been wrestling for 14 years. My body is beat up. Right now, sitting here talking to you, I'm in zero pain. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I've never moved better in a wrestling ring. That's a fact. The whole reason and core for my existence is to be of service to other people and to inspire people to own their lives and get healthier and just be a conduit for the positive vibes and good message that I'm trying to spread. DDP Yoga allows me to do that. So I thought, you know what? Probably nothing's gonna happen from this, but you never know, right? There's one for sure way nothing's gonna happen from it, and that's if I don't send it. Then I got the call from casting, and they said, hey, you're casted, season 8, American Ninja Warrior. So a lot of fear washed over me at that point, because then it became very real. And then it's like, all right, well, here's where the rubber meets the road. I put myself out there. The universe answered. They said yes. Now what am I going to do? Am I going to train hard? Am I going to show up? Am I going to be committed to this? Am I going to see it through? The answer, of course, is yes. I've had the gift of having cancer, the gift of losing my leg, the gift of almost losing my life to drug addiction and alcoholism. These are all gifts, because going that low or that close to death gives me such an appreciation for what we have. See, life isn't meant to just get through. You're not supposed to just get by in life. So the ability to have a wonderful family, the ability to be a father, to be able to provide a loving and stable home for my sons, something that was never provided for me, is an absolute gift. The ability to share my story on American Ninja Warrior, the ability to have my health through doing DDP Yoga, the ability to help other people by sharing my story is an absolute gift. And so because I have these gifts, then that means I'm responsible for kind of perpetuating the momentum and keeping it going and just kind of being open to the process, you know, and living. That's the whole idea. But life isn't about what happens to us. Life is about how we respond to what happens to us.